Well, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time with us this morning. And I saw you when I was 13 years old in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and my mom,
Wow.
my mom made my 18-year-old sister take me to see your concert. And my sister said, "You're not going to scream and cry, are you?" And I said, "No, I'm not going to scream and cry." And then I got there and I screamed and cried. Yes. And
Oh, that's funny. What year was that, Pam?
oh, gosh. So it would have been 72, 73, maybe.
Yeah. Was Puppy Love out?
I think so.
Because Puppy Love was released, I think, in 73.
Okay, so it would have been 73. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because that would have been about right. I would have been.
A lot of water under the bridge since then.
Honest to goodness. Well, I have to ask you about that time. When girls are screaming at you and all that was happening. I mean, what was that like? Were your brothers razzing you a lot about that?
No, not at all, because it was they were screaming for all of us. Really, it was a band effort. Yes, Puppy Love was out. Yes, I had my own solo career going at the same time, but really it was a band effort. And what was it like? I had the time of my life. It was absolutely amazing. It was the after effect of that. Once the teeny bopper thing started changing and we all started growing up, that's when it became difficult to make that transition. But during those years, oh my goodness, Pam, any guy would have loved to have lived in my shoes.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And, I have been here at the radio station for 35 years now. And my listeners, they know what a fan of yours I am. And they were thrilled when I was giving away the tickets for your appearance in Akron. And we talked all about it. And I talked about, when you got married in 1978, we all had to get different goals and, take down the posters off the walls. We were all,
exactly.
very heartbroken, but thrilled for you, thrilled for you.
Pam, I waited for you. You never showed up.
Darn it. I knew it. I knew it. My mom was throwing those letters away. I knew it. But I did.
It's really interesting. What's interesting about this conversation is that, we're talking about the 70s and all that stuff. It was such a fantastic time in my life. But this is what the show is that I'm bringing there on June 6th. I believe I'm going to be here June 6th.
July 6th.
Oh, excuse me, July. Well, they both start with J, so July 6th. But Puppy Love is the second song I do in the show. And it's about the entire career, 60 some odd years of entertaining in about a 2-hour show. And it's not that I deflect away from that part of my career. I embrace it. I mean, I do a segment in the show, Pam, where I call it the request segment. I put all 65 albums that I've done on the screen, the huge screen behind me. And anyone in the audience can pick any song I've ever done in any one of those 65 albums. And for about 15 or 20 minutes, it's nothing but improv. Last night, somebody requested a song. Pam, I don't even remember recording it. So we started, and I remembered some of the lyrics. It was kind of funny, but the things that keep coming up, "Go Away, Little Girl," keeps coming up. And it's quite interesting. The younger generation that comes to my show, they ask for "The Soldier of Love" and later, including this new album, the 65th album.
Yeah.
And it's really, the dynamics of this show is just like from one extreme to the other. 60 years in 20 minutes.
Yeah, and you're three albums away from Elvis, right?
Well, that's my goal, is to beat Elvis. And if I can do that, that'd be kind of a nice feather in the cap.
Yeah, that's awesome. That would be awesome. Well, I wanted to ask you about "Soldier of Love." The whole the secret singer thing came up with that, when "Soldier of Love" came out. Those of us who knew you and loved you knew that was you. But, when that whole thing came out, how did you feel about that?
Well, it was an accident, because radio stations, they were kind of, and I talk about this in, I do a rap. It's a 10-minute rap, and it's part of the rap, the whole story of it, where radio stations were afraid to say that they were playing Donny Osmond's music, because my image back then was a little less than desirable, because they wanted to be a cool station playing cool music, and Donny Osmond just wasn't cool back then. So they said, we love the song, and they played it, and they said, see if you can guess who it is. And it became kind of a big radio promotional campaign all across the country. P1, P2, and P3 stations were doing that. And that's how it became a hit. The music spoke for itself.
Yeah.
In fact, I opened the show with Soldier Beloved.
All right. Now, do you imagine if social media were in effect back in the day when you and your brothers started your career? If there were, Facebook and all that?
Can you imagine what I could have done with social media during Puppy Love days?
Oh my gosh, no! I don't know if you would have survived.
We could have, we actually had our own social media. We released our own magazine, parallel with Tiger Beat magazine and all that kind of stuff, and 16 Spec, and so we had our own little social media thing going back in the day. But it's one of those things where social media gets a bad rap, and there are some really bad things about it. But you need it to reach the masses. It's such an amazing tool if you do it right and if you don't abuse it. But I use it a lot, and I get my music out there. I get the shows out there. I do the promotion out there, and so it's a very important aspect of actually any business, really.
So my producer Billy is 26 years old, and he's been over the last couple of weeks as I've been talking about your show and giving tickets away and things like that. He's gotten Osmond 101, and I actually showed him your appearance with Andy Williams at the age of 5, and
oh my goodness,
we've been talking a lot about that stuff. But I think he made a really astute comment to me that I thought was very interesting. He said, "My goodness, someone that got started so young, so talented, so famous, so fast." He said, "It's amazing that he made it through." And I thought, wow.
Well, Billy, if you're listening, thank you. I appreciate that, dude. But it's a very slippery slope, this show business thing, and there are a lot of people that couldn't quite make it. And I'm very fortunate. I had a strong family, strong values. But even with all of that, you're still an island. You still have to make choices. And I don't know if you've read this about. It's a moment in my life I'll never forget. I had the same publicist as Michael Jackson, and he came up with an idea that he wanted me to go over to Japan and then come back, and then in going through immigrations or customs, they were going to open up my bag and find all this drug paraphernalia. He said, "Donny, if you did that, you would be the coolest guy on the street instantaneously." And I thought about it for a day. I thought, yeah, it'll work, but what's going to happen to me years from now? My kids, my grandkids, and my friends. Donny, you really sold out for 15 minutes of popularity. That's what it was all about. And I started thinking, I'm going to do it the hard way and do it with my music. And it was the hard way, but it worked.
You did it.
And in the long run, I'm glad I did it that way because, it would have been a sellout, to be honest with you, Pam.
Mm-hmm.
So
100%. Yeah. All right.
But, what's interesting about this topic is that on my new album called Start Again, the title track, Start Again, if you read those lyrics, it's exactly what Billy was talking about. And we all make mistakes. We all, and me included, even with my career. But everybody can have a chance to start again. But you have to try. You have to really work hard. And that's what this show really shows drastically. It's such an interesting arc from the beginning to the end to see 60 some odd years of show business in one show, in one setting. It's quite interesting. The guy, his name is Raj Kapoor. He was my director. He's the one that does the Grammys, the Oscars, the Emmys. And he and I put this show together. And I know this sounds like I'm bragging, but it's true. For the last 3 years, we've been winning amazing awards here in Las Vegas. So I can hardly wait to bring it to Akron.
Yeah. Everybody's so excited for you to come. I have a question about a color. You have to tell me why purple. There's got to be a story behind that, right?
There is a story, and it's quite funny. My mom came up with the concept of each one of us should wear a specific color on stage because those fans clear in the nosebleed seats, you see 5 guys on stage. Yeah, the short one is me, but who are the others? And so everyone got a specific color. In fact, my 4 male dancers and myself, we dress up and we do One Bad Apple in the colors, in the outfits and stuff like that, with the Osmond cartoons behind us. It's such a cool event, cool song. But and we do One Bad Apple. But my mom, she gave me for Christmas one year a purple Stingray bicycle. Remember the Stingray bicycle?
Yes.
With the banana seat?
With the banana seat, yes.
With the banana seat, yeah. I had one, and it stuck. And so for Christmas one year, I think it was like 73 or something, my mom and Marie went to Kmart to do some shopping for Christmas. Do you remember the blue light specials at Kmart?
Yes.
So there was this table, and the blue light was running and spinning, and it was full of purple socks. Nobody wanted purple socks, so they were on sale. So my mom and Marie bought them, like 30 pair, as a joke present. So Christmas morning, I open up this box. Everybody's laughing, and I'm not laughing because I realize this is cool. Not to be wearing purple socks, per se, as a little signature of Donny Osmond, but coming from a family of 8 boys, when I go into the dryer to find socks, all I got to do is look for something purple.
And they are yours. Oh, that's awesome.
It was practical. It was so practical. But then again, the fan magazines picked up on it. It became my signature thing with purple socks.
Wow. That's crazy how things happen. That's awesome.
It is. It really is.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I also read somewhere where you had a ham radio license. Is that true?
That's true. Yeah, I'm an electronic buff. I'm kind of a nerd in that respect. The computer systems that run pretty much the entire show, I originally designed, and I got a lot of wonderful people around me. But if things kind of break down, they call me and say, "Okay, what do we do here and what do we do there?" So, I can run the show from my phone. It's that complex.
And did you have a handle for your ham radio? Did you ever use the ham radio? I mean, were you ever on it?
I was briefly, and it was going to be Captain Purple, but at that point in time, I was learning Morse code, and I thought I got so busy with the Donny and Marie show and things like that, kind of dropped it.
And then, I'm looking at 5 boys. You have 5 boys. How many grandchildren do you have?
14.
14 grandchildren. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
5 boys.
It's the thing. The thing is, I love show business, right? I love what I do. I love getting on stage. I love giving 110% on stage. I love to see the audience just go like, I got to see that again. But an interesting thing I've learned, Pam, is that when the curtain goes down, I go home and I love being a husband, a dad, and a grandpa. Because that's what keeps my feet on the ground. I've seen so many colleagues, good friends, dear friends, they've kind of lost their way and they lose the most important thing in life, and that's your foundation, your family.
Yeah.
And I vowed never to ever lose that. And so I really try hard to balance my life out. And those little cute little grandkids and my boys and their wives and my wife, that's the stability in my life that enables me to enjoy show business.
That's perfect. That's awesome. Well, we are so excited to have you come to Akron. Can't wait for the show. God bless you and your family.
I'm bringing Las Vegas to Akron.
Oh.
Yeah, I do want to say one last thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes when people go on the road and they bring their big show from Las Vegas or whatever out on the road, it's an abbreviated show of the original. I'm bringing the whole thing. I mean, I'm really spending the money, and I'm bringing the entire cast, the crew, the sounds, the light, everything, the media. It's all coming to Akron.
That's going to be fantastic. And that's a beautiful theater. I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's a beautiful theater. So it will be fantastic. Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah. I can't wait. Well, I want to say thank you to you for keeping the teenager alive in me. Whenever I listen to the music, that's awesome too. It's been great.
If you get a chance to come to the show, let me know. I'll get you the best seat in the house, and we'll reminisce about the good old days.
I will be there. No doubt about it.
All righty.
Thank you.
Take care, Pam.
You too. Bye-bye.